Good morning, class 11th students. So this is your subject physics, chapter number 8, that is gravitation, and today I'll be discussing the assignment solutions of this chapter. Okay, so let us discuss the first question. So the question says the acceleration due to gravity is g at a point small r distant from the center of the earth of radius r. If r is less than capital R, then how will the g will depend on small r? So as you know, the value of acceleration due to gravity at earth is given to be gm upon r square. Okay, so because we are given a value of g at a distance of small r, so therefore I am taking it to be g dash. So g dash is the value at the surface of earth, which is gm upon r square. Now as you know, the variation of acceleration due to gravity with the depth, that is g is equals to g dash into 1 minus d by r. So remember, here I am taking this as the new g and this is the g at surface of earth. Okay, so from here g will remain g dash is gm by r square into 1 minus small r upon r, because d is r only. So from here you can clearly see that g is coming directly proportional to small r. Okay, so the second question says the escape velocity for a body projected vertically upwards from the surface of the earth is 11 km per second. So the escape velocity, that is VE, is given to be 11 km per second. After that, the question says if the body is projected at an angle of 45 degree with the vertical, what will be the new escape velocity? So as you know, the formula of escape velocity is given by under root 2 gr. This you have derived in your theory lectures. So as you can see, there is no dependence of theta. So therefore we can say that escape velocity will not change if the body is projected with some angle. So therefore the new escape velocity will remain same, that is 11 km per second. Okay, so the next is question number 3. It says a mass capital M is divided into two parts xm and 1 minus xm. So this mass is divided into two parts of mass xm and 1 minus xm. After that, for a given separation, the value you have to calculate the value of x for which the gravitational attraction between the two pieces becomes maximum. So as in the question it is given for a given separation, so let us take r to be given, that is the separation between these two masses. So now as you know, there will be some gravitational force between them, which will be given by Newton's law of gravitation, that is F is equals to g m1, that is xm, into m2, that is 1 minus xm upon r square. So this is the gravitational force of attraction between them. Now you have to calculate the value of x for which F becomes maximum. So there is a way to calculate it. There are two steps. First step is that suppose you have to calculate a quantity maximum with respect to another. So first of all, you will differentiate that quantity with respect to x. So because here we want to calculate maximum value of F for any value of x, so we will be doing df by dx. That is, we will be differentiating with this term with respect to x. So let us do the differentiation first. So g m square upon r square is constant, it will come outside. So you will be left with d by dx of x into 1 minus x. Now just multiplying x, you will get x minus x square. Rest of the term will remain same. So the differentiation of x minus x square is, see, dx by dx will be 1 minus d by dx of x square will be 2x, right? So this is the differentiation. Now either to calculate maxima or to calculate minima, you have to put this term, that is df by dx, to be equal to 0. So we will be putting df by dx equal to 0 to calculate maxima here. That is gm square by r square into 1 minus 2x is equals to 0. From here 1 minus 2x will come to be 0, or you can say x will come to be 1 by 2. That means for this value of x, the gravitational force of attraction between the two parts of the masses will become maximum. Okay, so the question number 4 says two satellites A and B go around the earth in circular orbits of heights of RA and RB respectively. So there are two satellites A and B which are revolving around Earth at a height of RA and RB respectively from the surface of Earth. Okay, so now after that the question says, assuming Earth to be a sphere of radius r, that is the radius of Earth is given to be r, so you have to calculate the ratio of magnitudes of the orbital velocities of these two satellites. So as you know, the orbital velocity is given by under root gm by small r, or you can say under root gm upon r plus h. So first of all, let us calculate the orbital velocity of A. So g will remain g, m will remain m, r is the radius of Earth, h for A is ra. So that will be plus ra. Similarly, orbital velocity of B under root gm upon r plus height of satellite B is nothing but rb. So that will be rb. So now you know orbital velocity of A and orbital velocity of B. In question, ratio is asked, so just divide them. So when you will divide them, gm term will get cancelled out. So the ratio of the orbital velocities of the satellite A and B will come to be under root r plus rb upon r plus RA. Okay, so the question number 5 says a ball is thrown vertically upwards with a velocity equal to half the escape velocity from the surface of Earth. The ball rises to a height h above the surface of Earth. If the radius of Earth is capital R, then what will be the ratio h by r? Okay, so a body is projected from the surface of Earth with a velocity v. After that, it is saying that it rises to a maximum height of h. So let us denote the b to be point of maximum rising, which is h, and this is the radius of the Earth. So let us denote this position by a and this position by e. In this question, we will be using conservation of energy. So we will be calculating energy at A, we will be calculating energy at B, and then we will equate them. Okay. So first of all, can you tell me what will be the energy at A? See, because it has some velocity, that means at A it will obviously be having some kinetic energy. As well, it will be having some gravitational potential energy because it is at a distance of r from the surface of Earth. Okay, so energy at point A will be half mv square, that is kinetic energy, plus potential energy, and gravitational potential energy is minus gmm by r. So therefore minus g capital M, that is mass of Earth, small m, that is mass of body, upon height, that is r. Mark it first equation. Now similarly, energy at point B. At this point, because it has only the maximum height, therefore it will be having only gravitational potential energy, that will be minus gmm upon r plus h, because now the height total height becomes r plus h from the center of Earth. So by using conservation of energy, just put equation 1 equal to equation 2. So half mv square. Now v is given to be half of escape velocity in the question. So v square will be ve by 2 whole square minus gmm by r is equals to minus gmm upon r plus h. So just solving it, you will get, see, this small m will cancel out from all the terms. So you will be left with ve square, half of ve square by 4 is equals to minus gm upon r plus h plus gm by r. Taking this term to be on right side. Okay. So just solving it now, take LCM on this side. This will become v square by 8 equal to, when you will take LCM, you will be left with gm by h upon r plus h, because minus gmr and plus gmr will cancel out. Okay. So now mark it third equation. Now you have derived a relation for escape velocity, which is under root 2gr. But as you can see here, we have capital G in the formula. So therefore, let us derive it in the form of capital G. So as you know, this small g, that is acceleration due to gravity, can be written as gm by r square. So first of all, if ve is under root 2gr, ve square will be 2gr. Now this g is nothing but gm by r square. One r will cancel out. So ve square will come to be 2gm upon r. Just put the value of ve square in third equation. So that will be ve square, that is 2gm by r upon 8 is equals to gmm upon r into r plus h. From here gm will cancel out, r will cancel out. So you will be left with 1 by 4 is equals to h upon r plus h. Cross multiplying it would give you r plus h is equals to 4h. From here, the radius of the Earth will come to be 3h, or you can say the ratio of h by r is 1 by 3. Okay, so in this question simply we have used conservation of energy at 2 points, then we have equated them, and then we have calculated the ratio H by R. Okay, so the question number 6 says the height of the point vertically above the surface of Earth at which the acceleration due to gravity becomes 1% of its value of the surface will be. See, as you know, the acceleration due to gravity is given by gm by r square. Now the new value of acceleration, you want that to be 1% of g. That means g dash is nothing but g by 100. That is 1% of g. So now you also know the relation when we go to a height, so the acceleration due to gravity changes by a factor. But again you have studied two formulas. One was general formula and second was the formula when your height is very less as compared to radius. Now here, because we do not know what is the value of height, so we will be using general formula, that is g dash is equals to g r square upon r plus h whole square, and g dash is nothing but g by 100. Okay, so just cross multiplying the terms, you will see this g will cancel out. So cross multiplying it, you will get 100 r square is equals to r plus h whole square. Now taking square root on both the sides, you will get 10r is equals to r plus h. So from here h will come to be 9r. That is at a height of 9 times of the radius of Earth, the value of acceleration due to gravity will become 1% of its value at surface of Earth. Next is question number 7. It says two identical spheres of radius r made of the same material are kept at a distance d apart. So you have to tell how the gravitational force of attraction will depend on the distance between them. So this is very simple question. You know the Newton's law of gravitation, which is F is equals to gmm by r square. Here r is given to be d. So therefore F will be inversely proportional to the square of distance between the spheres. Okay, so the question number 8 says two satellites of masses m and 9m are orbiting a planet in a circular orbit of radius small r. That is, you have two satellites which are revolving around Earth of masses m and 9m at a distance of r from the center of Earth. I am taking the mass of Earth to be small m. So you have to calculate the ratio of frequency of revolution of the planets. So for that, see, again, if this satellite wants to rotate around Earth, it needs some centripetal force. That means, and you know, this centripetal force will be provided by the Newton's law of gravitation between them. That is Newton's force. Okay. So now the force of gravitation between them, let us take first this body, that is the satellite of mass capital M. So the gravitational force between them will be gmm upon r square. That will be equal to centripetal force, that is mr omega square. So that is capital M r omega 1 square. Remember, we will be taking capital M because the body which is revolving is this body which has a mass of capital M. So from here calculate omega 1, that will come to be under root gm by r cube. Mark it first equation. Similarly, applying this for second body also, again the force of attraction between them will be g into 9m into m upon r square. That will be equal to m, that is 9m into r omega 2 square. From here calculate omega 2, that will come to be again under root gm upon r cube. Now from equation 1 and put it equation 2, as you can see both omega 1 and omega 2 are equal. So we can say the ratio of frequency of revolution will also be same because omega is nothing but 2 pi nu. So the ratio will be 1:1. Next is question number 9. It says a body is projected up with a velocity equal to 3/4 of the escape velocity from the surface of Earth. That is, now a body is projected upwards with a velocity equal to 3/4 of escape velocity. After that, the question says what is the height at up to which it reaches. That is, again you have to calculate the value of this h. So again we will be using the conservation of energy here. At this point it will be having kinetic energy, that is half mv square, minus gravitational potential energy, that is gmm by r. That will be equal to gravitational potential energy at this point, and that will be minus gmm upon r plus h. So just put the value of v square V to be 3 by 4 VE, that will become 9 by 16 VE square. Take this term to the right hand side and take LCM, you will get this term. So now again, as we did in the previous question, VE we will be putting it to be 2gm, VE square we will be putting it to be 2gm by R. Rest is same. So just solve it, you will get the value of H to be 9R by 7. Okay. Okay, so the question number 10 says, a satellite moving in a circular orbit around the Earth has a total energy of E, then what will be its potential energy? So if total energy is E, that means kinetic energy plus potential energy is equals to E. Now you have to calculate potential energy, and you already know the formula of potential energy, which is minus Gmm by R. That means we have to calculate the value of this thing in term of E. So let us put various formulas. So kinetic energy is nothing but half mv0 square. Potential energy is nothing but minus Gmm by R is equals to total energy. Now put the value of v0, that is orbital velocity, which you know that is under root gm upon small r. So v0 square will be gm upon small r. So just solve this term. You will left with gmm by r into 1 by 2 minus 1, or you can say E will come to be minus gmm by 2r. Now you have to calculate value of this term. So see, minus gmm by r, that will come to be 2E. So that means potential energy is nothing but 2E. Okay, so the next is question number 11. It says, the change in value of G at a height h above the surface of the earth is same as at a depth d below the surface of earth when both d and h are much smaller as compared to the surface of as compared to the radius of earth. Then what will be the relation between d and h? So now, because you are given a height which is very small as compared to radius of earth, so we can use this formula, that is g is equals to g dash is equals to g into 1 minus 2h by r. And for depth, you already know the variation of g, that is g dash is equals to g into 1 minus d by r. Now according to question, these two values are given to be equal. So that is g into 1 minus 2h by r will be equal to g into 1 minus d by r. G will cancel out. So from here 2h by r will come to be d by r. So therefore the value of d will come to be 2h. So this is the relation between d and h. Next is question number 12. It says the escape velocity corresponding to a planet of mass m and radius r is 50 meter per second, 50 kilometer per second. And as you know, V is given by under root 2 gr, where g is gm by r square. So 1 r will cancel out. So you will get under root 2 gm by r. This value is given to be 50 kilometer per second. After that, the question says if the planet's mass and radius were 4m and r, then what will be the new escape velocity? So in this formula, just put m equal to 4m and r is same. So when you will solve it, you will get 2 under root 2 gm by r. This value is given to be 50, that is 2 into 50. So the answer will be 100 kilometers per second. That means the new escape velocity will become this much. Okay, so the next is question number 13. It says at what height h above the surface of earth the value of g becomes g by 2. So again, because we do not know the value of height, we will be using the general formula. Put g dash is equals to g by 2 and solve it. You will get h is equals to under root 2 minus 1 by into r. Okay, so the next is question number 14. It says a satellite is moving in a circular orbit around the earth with a speed equal to half the magnitude of escape velocity, that is v is equals to ve by 2. Then the height, what will be the question says what will be the height of satellite above the surface of earth? So let us suppose h is the height of satellite above the surface of earth. Okay, so now again to rotate, it requires some centripetal force which will be provided by the gravitational force between the earth and the satellite. So the gravitational force between the earth and satellite is gmm upon r plus h whole square, and the your centripetal force at this height will be mv square by r, that is r plus h. Now solve it, small m will cancel out, so you will be left with gm upon r plus h is equals to ve square by 4, because v square will be ve square by 4. So again you will be getting gm upon r plus h is equals to 1 by 4 into 2 gm by r, where ve square is this much. Solve it, you will get the value of h equal to r, and the radius of earth is 6400 kilometers. So that means the satellite is at a height of 6400 kilometers above the surface of earth. Okay students, so this was a solution of your assignment. Do it properly. In the next lecture we will be starting our new chapter. Thank you.